Hey guys, we are back in my perfume closet for the moment. Like I said before, I don't actually love showing this because I don't want to send the wrong message that being a perfume hoarder is ideal or that it's a goal. I don't want to influence anybody or tell them that this is okay because this is bordering hoarder. So in today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about all of my favorite raspberry perfumes. Raspberry is one of my all-time favorite notes, probably top 3. It's in the top 3 for sure. I love raspberry in perfumes. These raspberry perfumes might be what I have the most of any note. It might be raspberry, it might be patchouli, maybe it's vanilla, I'm not sure. Raspberry is definitely one of the perfumes that I have the most perfumes of. It's one of the only places where I allow some redundancy because I love raspberry and I can tell the difference in all of them. There's like clean raspberries, fresh raspberries, there's gourmand, syrupy, there's so many yummy raspberries, and apparently I'm trying to collect them all like if they were Pokemon. I just realized I have ranging from like $200 and something to like $10 because I love all the raspberries. And you can definitely find some affordable, delicious raspberry perfumes. All right, let's get started because I have a lot to talk about. So I'm gonna try to be pretty fast and just speed through it. These are not reviews, these are not explanations and notes. They're all raspberry, they're all yummy, and I'm just gonna give you like a quick description. All right, let's get started. Should I start off with like the lighter, softer, and then go into like the deeper syrupy? Why am I asking? Nobody can answer me. Okay. The answer is yes. Yes, I will. I'll do that. Great idea, Carmen. One of the lighter raspberries that I believe I have is Daisy Love, Oh So Sweet by Marc Jacobs. I'm not a huge Marc Jacobs fan. I don't think any other Marc Jacobs perfumes. But of course I have the one that's a soft, clean, sweet. It's almost like sparkling. It's not that it's a freshie, but it's sort of a freshie. There's a sort of a clean vibe. It's just such a beautiful, I guess, fresh raspberry. It's fresh and sweet and sparkling. And this is a delicious any day, light and airy, daytime, morning, lunchtime, spring day kind of vibe. I love this. It's light. You can't really go wrong. It does not last very long. I think maybe like 4 or 5 hours, but it's soft and sweet and I love it. I think the name is perfect. This bottle is pretty adorable. The whole vibe, really cute. So that is Daisy Love, Oh So Sweet by Marc Jacobs. A super affordable one is Paris Hilton Can Can Burlesque. This is a slightly powdery, cleanish, kind of sweet, almost like a touch of cotton candy, but not that thick, rich kind. There's something just slightly tart in there too to balance out the whole thing. Just a touch of powderiness, like I said, and just a hint of like a cotton candy raspberry vibe. This is a great light and airy raspberry type of perfume, and you can find this for like great prices, probably under like $12 for this is, I believe, a really small bottle of it, 50 ml. So that is Paris Hilton Can Can Burlesque. Another one that has raspberry, but it leans a little bit more strawberry. Strawberry and raspberry can be found together a lot of the times because it's just general berries. This is obviously that Baccarat Rouge type of DNA mixed with an artificial strawberry and a touch of raspberry. If you like that Baccarat Rouge type of DNA with berries and amped up sweetness, because the berries definitely amp up the sweetness, it's very feminine as opposed to the BR540 being actually unisex, you know what I mean? So it's literally like artificial berries with extra sugar and the Baccarat Rouge type of DNA. It's amazing. It's perfect. If you love those two things, this is it combined for you. You don't even have to do it yourself. It has the best of both worlds. That is Burberry Her, the EDP. So this is a great one. This one layers really well. Just the way that Baccarat Rouge layers with everything, this one layers with any berry perfume. Anytime I have like a cheaper body spray or anything like that, you add this, you layer it with any other raspberry or berry perfume, and it's going to be amazing. Okay, say hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Why do I feel like I got closer? Did you guys get closer? Because I'm not trying to be that close. Keeping it light and airy. Beyond Romance. Is that what it's called? I have been wearing this for I have been wearing this for the past 3 days straight. Because it's a beautiful, delicious, kind of green, slightly sweet, like tart, a little bit tart berries. And it's very light. This is not for a person who likes beast mode strong perfumes. This is extremely light that people might even think that it's gone and that it doesn't last. And I was thinking that. The first day I was like, is this just equivalent to how a very light detergent would smell? And I'm like, am I just buying detergent perfumes? Am I paying $80 to have my clothes smell good if I sniff it? Like, is that all that this has to offer? And I was already contemplating, like, what's the point of this if it goes through like a body mist? I was doubting it. Basically, I was having some doubts after like a couple hours when I smelled nothing. And then 5 hours later, I actually was getting whiffs of it. So it's so light that it's not in your face. You almost kind of go anosmic to it, but it's still around. This was still around a good 7-8 hours later. So I was happily surprised, and I'm like, oh, sorry that I judged you so quickly. And then I've been wearing it for the past 2-3 days, and because sometimes I kind of crave that smell right away, like I want to smell like I just sprayed myself with perfume. I want that potent, I want to smell it. And I noticed that I want to smell it when I initially spray it the most. So then what I've been doing is layering it with any other type of body mist. Like I've been using black raspberry vanilla to layer with any raspberry perfume. I think today I layered it. So this gives me that initial burst of like, okay, I smell good. And then I walk out the door and kind of forget about it because I have ADHD, so I forget things anyway. But I just want to feel like I am initially just like smelling so much. I want to be able to get that experience because perfume is also for my experience, you know? So I spray something that's loud right off the bat, and then it's gone. And then I also spray this too. So that gives me the experience, and I know this is light, but I think it's good. I think that was the whole point of this. But blackberry raspberry vanilla is also a good Bath & Body Works mist. Nothing amazing, stunning, or special. Don't go hunt this down and pay crazy money for it, but it's nice to layer, and Bath & Body Works always has other good raspberry perfumes, so no need to go hunt this down. Trust me, I did that, and it's nice, but I didn't need to do that, you know? Anyways, so light and airy, kind of fluffy, kind of soft. It's like raspberry marshmallowy pillows, but there isn't really a marshmallow note. It's just something about it gives you like clouds and soft and fluffy, you know? It's definitely kind of a cozy vibe. So that is Beyond Romance by Ralph Lauren. Did I say that? Made in France. Tester, not for sale. I love my tester bottles. This isn't fancy smanchy. It's not gonna smell super, you're not gonna smell fancy, but it's just light and airy every day. Very similar to Oh So Sweet by Marc Jacobs. It's a similar vibe. A super duper duper affordable one is She Is Mine by La Rive. This is a bit heavier because there is a patchouli base, and there's also just amped up berries. There's a lot more intensity. We're not talking like the same as those anymore. It's tart, it's sparkling, it's a bit more intense. Not saying this is super intense, but just compared to those, it's a lot. There's a lot more going on here, and the patchouli adds this depth and a little bit of earthiness and greenness that really grounds the raspberry and makes it project in a little bit stronger. This is She Is Mine by La Rive, and this is a really great dupe for Mon Paris by, is that YSL? Is it YSL? Yeah. Mon Paris. And there's something about Mon Paris, I think it's the white musk, that bothers me, and this one I don't think has it because this one doesn't bother me. So to me this one's better. I actually got rid of I'm getting rid of my Mon Paris travel spray, and this is still staying around because I love this. This is great to layer with another fruitier, juicier one because like I said, there's a little bit of depth to this one, so I like it. There's a little bit of greenness, and I think this one's totally worth it. You can probably find this for like $12, and it's such a great deal. So that is She Is Mine by La Rive Fragrances. Another super affordable one is Femme by Usher. This is a raspberry bush in a woody, earthy area. That's what I get because there's a lot of patchouli in the base. There is this earthiness and woodiness about it. Not like sandalwood or anything like that. It's just part of the woods, and then there's a raspberry bush in those woods, and you're kind of by the raspberry bush, but you're also smelling the dirt and the earth and the rest of the forest. There's a lot of depth. There's just a touch of sweetness. I just pulled this out recently because I definitely need to wear this more and layer it with a more bright raspberry body mist. But this is really good. Honestly, this smells like it could have been some type of like a Jimmy Choo fragrance or something like that. It's not a whole lot different than something like Montpellier, you know? But this one just has a deeper, earthier vibe to it as well. So I really enjoy Femme by Usher. You can find this thing for like $10. And speaking of a raspberry bush, this is so good. Amethyst by Lalique is literally a raspberry bush with the leaves and the vines and the thorns and sweet, sweet, delicious, ripened raspberries. This thing is amazing. There's a touch of cleanness, but the green is what adds the perfect balance to a bit of sweetness of raspberries with a lot of green. But then there's something that kind of smooths it over and makes it a little bit creamy, so it's not tart and sharp raspberries with green. It's just a touch of powderiness that I think makes it creamy. It's literally like the whole vibe of a raspberry bush, but with a nice little sugar coating around it that just wraps it all into a nice little bow. And that is Amethyst Lalique. I think it's really good. A daytime, any day, everyday kind of vibe. Daytime, easygoing. This is an easy reach for me. Some people say that there's no sweetness in here, and I definitely think there is some sweetness, and this one's a really, really good one. I'm not sure if the following three have raspberry in it. I don't think it specifies it in the notes. This is a super clean shampoo-y almost. So I'm not 100% sure if these have raspberry, but this is like a clean raspberry to me, like shampoo-y raspberry. This is Forbidden Euphoria by Calvin Klein. Alright, so it's actually a different day and I'm just gonna finish up the video. I don't remember how far I got, but filming with my son in a closet with me did not go as well as I thought. I probably should have known. I should have known. But anyways, let's continue with the list of my favorite raspberry perfumes. This is Modest Dew by Afnan. This is a beautiful, I'll put this here so I can show you guys. That is a beautiful, almost perfect dupe to Lancôme La Nuit Trésor. Just the original. This is syrupy sweet raspberry with a hint of chocolate, and the chocolate just adds to the richness. And these are pretty much the same. I want to say maybe this one's a bit thicker and sweeter, but I don't know. I think they're so close. They're like a 98% dupe of each other. And this is beautiful, thick, jammy raspberry with just a touch of chocolate. The chocolate just kind of pushes it to where it makes it so decadent and delicious. But it is absolutely beautiful, beautiful raspberry, like a raspberry jam vibe. So I think these are delicious. You can get Modest Dew for under $30, and this one is probably maybe around $100. So honestly, if I had to choose, I would just go with the Modest Dew one, unless you really like these bottles, because they really are gorgeous. They're really pretty, and they look all pretty when you have a couple of them. So that's these two. I don't need to even describe them separately because they're just so similar, and it's a delicious raspberry. Oops, I also forgot to mention La Rive Taste of Kiss, basically the same as La Nuit Trésor. So I guess this is the third version I have of the same perfume. Do I need all three? No, I probably would have been fine with just one of the dupes, but this is very, very similar to those two. Also very sweet, very syrupy. If anything, maybe I smell the florals in here just a tiny bit more. They just kind of come out a little bit more. But honestly, they're so much alike that wearing them, I probably would not be able to tell the difference. You know, once you're wearing them, once you're going, you're moving around, it's really hard to tell the differences when a clone is very good. A dupe, I mean. It's really hard to tell the difference when a dupe is really good. So that is also a dupe for La Nuit Trésor by Lancôme. Next is Victoria's Secret Bombshell Passion. I do not believe that raspberry is in the notes, but hear me out. It literally smells like a raspberry plant, like cassis. It smells like the raspberry leaves with some raspberry. There's something almost a little bit like tart and green about it, but it also smells very potent. It might have some type of aroma chemical, or maybe it's benzoin, but there's something that makes it very alluring and intriguing. This is a deep raspberry with cassis, and I love this one. This one to me smells like a few things combined, a little bit like Kenzo's Elixir, a little bit like the other one I showed, Amethyst Lalique, but with an amped up benzoin note in here, or something like that. So this Bombshell Passion I think is delicious. I believe this is the only Victoria's Secret perfume that I have, because usually Victoria's Secret perfumes are not for me. They don't work out for me. They have this weird scent that I don't like in there, but this one does. So next is La Vie Belle Intensiment. This is half La Vie Belle with a thick raspberry syrup vibe, but there is no brightness or citrus to it. There's almost nothing that makes this more palatable. So this is a thick, almost too decadent, almost too rich perfume. You almost have to wear this in the wintertime. This is not warm weather friendly. This is very thick, very intense. It's a more syrupy version of the original La Vie Belle. So it's definitely intense in my opinion, because it's so sweet. So I do reserve this for the more winter time and on the days when you're just craving something very, very sweet. I do enjoy this, but like I said, this is very specific. This is definitely one of the sweetest perfumes that I have. It's almost very like vanilla, like they amped up the praline and the raspberry in my opinion in this version. So that is La Vie Belle Intensiment. All right, next is Angel Nova, the EDP. This has Ackee Aloe Wood, I believe, in here, and the Ackee Aloe Wood is very similar to Isoi Super, but also very similar to a patchouli woody kind of vibe. So this is incredibly potent. This will last days. If you put it on your clothes, it will last all day long. This is potent. Just know that. This is a beast mode fragrance. It's very tart. I believe there's might be some lychee in the opening, and you definitely get that tart lychee vibes. And lychee is a little bit like raspberry in the tartness, you know, but there's also a raspberry sweeter vibe to it as well, along with that Ackee Aloe Wood that really grounds it, and that's what makes it beast mode, is the Ackee Aloe Wood in here. So this is a very potent one. I also get a little bit of cassis, but this one doesn't come to play. This one means business, and if you like raspberries, I think this is one to try, but this is not a safe blind buy at all. I don't think any Mugler fragrances are very blind buy friendly. I do like this for layering. I prefer to do like 1 or 2 sprays of this and then add another brighter, juicier, fruitier kind of perfume on top. Either way, I still absolutely love Angel Nova by Mugler. And this one actually does go here. Okay, I just have a couple more and then I'm getting to my top raspberry perfume of all time. So this is Perry Ellis Orchid. This is raspberry shampoo vibes. This is a very clean, bright, effervescent, clean shampoo-y raspberry. I kind of get a little bit of 1,000 Wishes from Bath & Body Works. Also get like a raspberry shampoo. I think this is nice. This is more of a clean raspberry. I wanted to throw this in here also to show you guys that raspberry it's not always gourmand and doesn't always have to be a certain way. You know, there is a clean shampoo-y raspberry as well, and that's what this is. This is Perry Ellis Orchid 18. Next we have Oriana by Parfums de Marly. I think I accidentally wrote on this. This is one of those neroli orange blossom marshmallowy perfumes, a little similar to Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian, except to me this one is a little bit powderier and a little bit more amped up raspberry, where it's neroli orange blossom with raspberry marshmallows instead of just vanilla marshmallows. So the raspberry is just an addition. This is more than anything, this is a marshmallowy orange blossom neroli perfume with just a touch of raspberry, but raspberry can also add a nice touch to other perfumes as well. And out of Love Don't Be Shy and Oriana, I chose Oriana. I still might consider getting the other one, but for now I think this is beautiful and I love raspberry, so this one was the one for me. Alright, so next I have Givenchy's Haute Couture. This is a beautiful, classy perfume. This is a bit older, but it's definitely timeless. There's a smoky, incensey, raspberry vibe in here. There's raspberries along with an incensey, smoky kind of vibe. Some people are actually bothered by that smokiness. They say it smells a little bit like ash, and I do find that to be the case. If you sniff right where you sprayed it, I think that it smells like ashy. It smells like cigarette ash, but the whiffs you get of this, the fragrance that's going to come off of you is not the same thing as when you sniff the point that you sprayed for some reason. I find that to be the case with other perfumes as well, so maybe just sniffing in one spot is not the best way to even test a fragrance either. It's more to wear it and just see where it takes you and see how it makes you feel. So this is very feminine, but because of that incensey smokiness to it, it gives it a bit of an edge, makes it a little bit edgy and a little bit more mysterious. So this is the perfect combination of a feminine scent like raspberry along with the smokiness and the incense. That just makes it a little bit more intriguing and tougher. I've heard this described as, you know, one of those feminine women that wear leather jackets and maybe rides a motorcycle. I think Maria Colette said that. So I definitely get that vibe because there's a girliness to it along with a toughness to it. So that's a beautiful combination. That is Givenchy's Haute Couture. Alright, we have made it to my favorite raspberry perfume of all time. That is Kenzo Flower Elixir. This has notes of raspberry, rose, praline, and vanilla. This is literally a thick, rich, syrupy raspberry. It's like raspberry syrup with vanilla and a touch of rose. There's a little bit of benzoin in here that kind of makes it, it's just so addicting. It's so alluring. It's so intriguing and sexy. I find this like to be the most beautiful raspberry perfume. Sadly, it's discontinued. Sadly, it's one of those that's actually hard to find. I don't know why. I wish that wasn't the case, but I know that a lot of people think that Prada candy smells very similar. I think if you mixed Prada candy, if you like Prada candy, because I don't actually care for Prada candy too much. I think the benzoin is too amped up in that one. But I do think that if you mixed a little bit of that with another raspberry perfume, or even maybe some Haute Couture, or if you did a touch of Haute Couture, a touch of Black Opium, and a touch of La Vie Belle with a lot of Prada candy, you would probably have a pretty close dupe, which would be very complicated to do. But if you were that desperately wanting to try it, that's kind of what it would smell like. That's kind of what this smells like. So anyways, yeah, this is the most beautiful, thick, rich raspberry. But Haute Couture is definitely a close second. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, you need this one. Definitely don't overpay for this. So that is all for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Sorry again if this video is a little chaotic. Hopefully my videos will be getting better soon. I plan to do maybe a couple changes that'll hopefully improve my video quality. Alright, talk to you guys soon. Bye. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if all of these have raspberry. I just followed my heart on this raspberry thing. I didn't go and search it up. I didn't go and verify anything. I just followed my heart that yearns for raspberries. I say the dumbest things. I can't believe you guys even like me. Like, I can't even believe people watch me. I thought it was an anomaly. Like, I kind of thought this must be an accident, like some kind of freak accident. Oh, I accidentally showed up on people's pages and they accidentally watched me And then people keep watching me and I'm like, do you people actually like me or something? You guys are weird. It always throws me off. Like, I'm still getting used to it. I know I'm acting like I'm like famous or something, or like, but I just didn't think anybody would be interested in anything I had to say. So it's kind of funny that people watch me. I'm like, I guess imposter syndrome, right? Anyways. No, except I really think I am an imposter. Like, I'm like, I don't know how I tricked you people into watching me, but I just hope that it keeps going. Don't leave me. This is why I should not be filming this late. I'm telling you guys, I can't believe you guys are my friends. My only friends, because I don't have real life friends, because obviously I'm a weirdo. Okay, seriously, let's keep this about perfume, can we? You understand that I can't do my video if you're watching your video though? Ah, no, you can't mess with my video, homie.